Reflections on the sacrifice of Isaac. Why did God command Abraham to sacrifice his son Isaac? Firstly, God was revealing to Abraham the very essence of the gospel of Christ the Messiah. Isaac was a prefigurement of Jesus of Nazareth. Both were conceived in the womb through extraordinary means. Isaac, when his parents were old and well stricken in years, and therefore when it ceased to be the natural course of man and woman. Jesus was conceived in the womb of the Virgin Mary through extraordinary means by the power of God who created man. But whereas Abraham and Sarah were given the strength to procreate in their old age, the case of Christ was a direct intervention of God. The former is a symbol of the latter. Secondly, we must consider the faith of Abraham. Abraham believed God, and his faith is accounted to him for righteousness. Therefore, he was able to do whatever God commanded him. God's command was clear. God required him to sacrifice his son. Abraham knew that Isaac was no ordinary child. His birth was foretold before he was born. He was born beyond the age of childbearing. He was a gift of God. The same can be said of Christ, whose birth was foretold and whose entry into this world beyond the natural was also a gift of God. This is a striking similarity. Thirdly, whatever thoughts might have occurred in the mind of Abraham as a natural man, he gave supreme precedence to the faith in God beyond anything else. So he was able and willing to conform to the command of God to sacrifice his son. Fourthly, Isaac did not know yet that he was intended to be the sacrifice. He came to the ultimate realization after everything was prepared. The altar was built, and the wood was taken there on the shoulder of Isaac, intended for his own sacrifice. Similarly, the cross was taken to the place of the ultimate sacrifice on the shoulder of Christ. Fifthly, when Isaac knew that he was to be the sacrifice, he did not resist. He did not run away to save his own life. In complete and absolute obedience to his father Abraham, he yielded and submitted himself to death by sacrifice. This is exactly what Christ did. He did not resist or try to escape when he could have done so, but he submitted himself in obedience to God and yielded himself to the sacrifice on the cross. Sixthly, everything being in place, nothing could stop Abraham now. With a knife in hand, he was about to complete the sacrifice. At that crucial moment, he was compelled to cease. He was struck and remained spellbound. At that instant, Abraham saw far into the future. He foresaw the sacrifice of Christ. Seventhly, Abraham knew that God, who commanded the sacrifice of Isaac, would have certainly bring him back to life. He saw the resurrection of Christ. The ram that was substituted for Isaac would suffice for the time and would culminate and climax in the real sacrifice once and for all. Thus, we find that Abraham was the first man to whom the gospel of Christ was preached, and he believed it. He foresaw Christ the Messiah by practical and symbolic means. He foresaw the sacrifice and the resurrection and the glory and the blessing that shall follow. Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it and was glad. John's Gospel 8:56. Abraham believed God and in obedience was willing to sacrifice his son. This sacrifice did not happen. The ram was substituted. God has sacrificed his son, the Christ, the Messiah. Based on the sacrifice God had sworn, and said, By myself have I sworn, said the Lord, for because thou hast done this thing, and hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, that in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of the heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore. And thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice. Genesis 22:16-18. These are the following observations. 1. The blessing of God is hinged upon the sacrifice of Christ. 2. God will greatly multiply the seed of Abraham. The seed of Abraham is Christ. It refers to those who believe him that he is the Christ, the Messiah. The seed also refers to those in the former dispensation up to and until the sacrifice of Christ. 3. All nations of the earth will be blessed in the seed of Abraham, which is Christ. This blessing is no longer confined to one people or nation. It is given to all nations of the earth. 4. Whoever cursed Christ the Messiah and the Son of God will be cursed, as God made known to Abraham. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse them that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. Genesis 12:3.